Alright, this is a tutorial on Final Fantasy Origins Strangers of Paradise 80% story mode speedrun. I'm going to base this tutorial off of the current world record, which is the 134.30 from RelCert. But before we're going into the run, I want to show you the current system settings I have, or the current setup I have, so it can excuse me, so you can copy that for your game to have the settings that you need to speedrun the game efficiently. So first you want to go to settings and have them all considered like this. Make sure you have them all considered like that. You want to have this off, because if you don't have this off by default, the game always asks you, oh, do you really want to optimize every time you press optimize? Otherwise, the game only asks you once, and that happens the very first time when you optimize when having a new save file. And after that, it never asks you again, only for the very first time. For the control settings, and this one is big, choose a custom type and change your dash from R3 to L1. On L1 normally, you normally have guard, and you have dash on R3, or sorry, not R3, L3. You have a guard on L1 and dash on L3. However, we swapped that because of a movement tech that I will get to talk about later. So yeah, I would highly recommend switching dash to L1 because you can save a lot of time with that movement tech. If you changed anything else in your regular move set, or how you use the controller, you have to adjust that yourself, but make sure that your dash is on L1 or anything the like, because it's gonna be awful if it is on L3. Okay, then language settings doesn't really matter, you can play on Japanese if you want to. Then in basic settings, you want to have skip events on. You want to have L1 switch if you have it on L1. You want to have soul burst short animation on. Otherwise, you will always get a full-blown soul burst animation, and that loses a lot of time throughout the run because we soul burst a lot. I personally have vibration off because I don't think it's really useful. And yeah, I think that's about it. Auto dismantle, like, this is up for you if you want to do auto dismantle. I'll keep it off. I would keep it off as well. Display doesn't really do anything. Brightness, I have it on inverted. You don't have to use inverted, but inverted works for me the best. Audio settings, I think BGM is a little bit loud throughout the game, so I'm putting it down a little bit. And yeah, that's that. That's what I use for my settings when I run the game. And I would highly recommend for you, if you want to run the game, to have similar settings. Okay, with that said, that's enough for my pre-word. So let's head instantly to the run. So we are talking about the excuse me, we're talking about RelCert's PB. So yeah, without further ado, let's start it. So as you can see at the start, he chooses casual mode. For this difficulty, we do not care if you use casual mode or not, because casual mode only really does something if you, well, die and have to get reborn. Okay, so here at the very first fight, we're gonna press D-pad left and right to get Jet and Ash activated, and hold a level 3 regular attack and Rising Slash from time to time, and also have Chaos Bringer activated. Chaos Bringer activation, which is the red bar in the center that you can see, increases a lot of your break damage. And Rising Slash is what is an ability that you can activate with R2. So you want to switch between holding R1, get the level 3 attack, which is implicated by the blinking. You have dung, 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 and you also hear like the bling sound going up. Those indicate the levels of strength that you can get. You want to go back and forth between that and then just go and attack Tiamat to kill. Here is the tutorial. There is not much to say other than just do this really quickly. Here we have to get hit. And yeah, kill the goblin. I'm going to speed up a lot of parts of the run because it's mostly just the same. Sometimes it's just running around, and here it's just a tutorial. Just do the tutorial as fast as possible, like a couple attacks, and then move on. So there are some parts that there's not a lot to say about, and yeah, in those parts I will be quiet, so I can then come back and tell you guys when something important is coming up. Yeah, here it's important to actually just use Onslaught, or I forgot the name, to kill those guys and not soul burst them, because soul bursting is actually slower, because you always have to watch the animation to kill them instead of just doing the sword slashing attack to kill them instead.
You are skilled, to be sure.
You want to start Chaos Shrine after you've pressed through every single pop-up that you had. And we'll start our first dungeon. Okay. We're going back on regular speed. So as you can see, Rel just switched his jobs and he's now like dashing forwards. This is our new movement tech that I'm going to explain while everything else is happening. But right off the bat, he changed to a duelist to do this movement tech a little bit faster. Here he's probably, yeah, he's going to grab that stone throw. Now as you can see, he has 3 stones in his lower right, which he can use later on to throw at an enemy. This is actually something he will use right here. He used 1 weak spot and then 2 stone throws right away. He goes into battle settings to go to check on the jobs and then do an optimization, because as I said, the optimization will always once happen even if you disable it. And then he continues with his new movement tech. And while he continues through, he will encounter a couple of bombs and he will soul shield some of these enemies to get a fire and a little bit of max MP. And here he gets the mace, so he can then continue. Because here, I don't know why he does it here. He's walking down here and then equips the mage, and now continues with his sliding tech. I don't remember what they said they want to call this tech. Some people said they want to call it Harvey sliding, because it's a tech I found accidentally while derusting. So yeah, what you want to do to make this work is you want to hold L1 and in a specific rhythm tap the X button to dash forward. If you dash too fast, you start rolling after the second dash, instead of just having like a burst forward. On this one, you want to use weak spot until it's dead, but you do want to soul burst the dark vent, these black guys are called dark vents. You want to dark soul burst this specific dark wind here with mage, because that EXP you get from the soul burst is getting added to your mage. So yeah, hold L1 and rhythmically tap the X button to gain extra speed or to be faster. As you saw, he accidentally rolls here a couple times. This is because the game is just a teeny tiny bit laggy and it's not 60 FPS. So you can sometimes do accidental extra inputs that the game either drops or puts in too many. And then you just do too many for the game to handle, and you sadly roll. But mostly it looks like this, and you are a lot faster than just regular walking. Now later on in the run we will get movement optimizing or spells or abilities that will increase our movement speed. That also means that increases the speed at which we have to press X for this movement tech to work. Okay, so for Chaos Advent, you want to start with Chaos Bringer, which is the L2 plus Circle ability, which is its standard option. You want to do L2 plus Circle to start off. You want to ask Jet and Ash to start attacking, which is D-pad left and right. And then you want to go to Chaos Advent and use all the fires or blazes at the same time. Attack a couple of times with maces, and then use Stormbreaker. Stormbreaker is a combo attack, which you can use with R2. The boss fights themselves are super quick, so you have to be really careful. So I have to pause sometimes. Okay, here you just want to go, again, Stormbreaker, and just do combos and deal a lot of damage, and that's Chaos Advent right there. And as you can see, he frequently goes into his menu while cutscenes like these are happening, because those are unskippable. But during those, the runner usually checks, okay, if he can optimize anything, because otherwise the runner has to optimize while he's walking, and if he has to optimize while he's walking, he's losing time because he cannot do the optimized movement tech, which is the sliding, which is a lot faster than just walking. So we continue to Cornelia. We talk to the guy and then walk back, also with the dashing. Okay, this is now a little bit too fast for me to be on 2x speed. Let me explain. So the very first thing he does, he is going to remove all the party members from his party. So Jack is the only person to get EXP, which means he will get more job EXP, which is what we want. Because, I mean, the allies are good, but if they take the EXP, that's not really good. You want all that EXP for yourself. And you want to make Jack look like Jed, because that means the Soul Burst animations will be done with the Jed character, or with the Jed texture or model, and Jed is supposedly the fastest one. Like, his Soul Burst animations are the quickest ones, so will look like Jed further on. So now we go to job trees, and we go to Mage, and we go down. See, we cannot unlock White Mage yet. So what we do is we use Anima, press triangle to get Anima, use one Anima shard to get EXP, and unlock White Mage. Now we go to Mage and make it to White Mage, optimize, and we make the third one to Aftershock. Like our 3 times R1 and then R2 is gonna be Aftershock. Okay, there's gonna be a little bit more cutscenes here. Okay, that's Sea of Pravacom. Okay, and now, as you can see, we start off with Haste, which is in the lower left corner of the mage spell. Then you dash through the cave with Haste on. You want to Soul Shield this fire because we're going to use it on Bika, which is the boss of this area. And we want to rhythmically tap the X button again while holding L1 to get this like dash speed or dash boost that we have. And we want to move like that through the area. Also, going through these like barrels will give you EXP, so make sure that you destroy a bunch of those, just to get your MP back. Okay, with full haste and at the Ravenous Curl, you do a triple combo with an Aftershock. This way, if you can get 2 full combos with Aftershocks in, the curl should be gone and you can Soul Burst. I forgot to mention, you want to Soul Burst Ravenous Curl with Duelist because you do need the EXP on Duelist. So do not forget to switch to Duelist to do the Soul Burst because you do need that EXP on Duelist. Then you move on, you do the dashing again, and the dashing is faster on Duelist, so you switch to Duelist. You switch back to White Mage, go to Haste, switch job to Duelist to get the faster dashing happening. Believe me when I say this, dashing like this is a lot faster than just walking. Double weak spot, also with Duelist. Check if there's something to improve. Weak spot again, regular attacks. And dash to the next place. Yeah, if you just were in a haste dash cycle in, and then you do it without, it really messes with your like rhythm of how it works. It's really something that you have to get used to. But from what I've heard, this new movement tech saves about 4-ish minutes throughout the entire game, which is a bunch for a 1.5-hour game. So yeah, it's really good. You just want to weak spot this guy, Dark Vent, and then you're good. You want to go with a full haste in there, and you want to start the fight with White Mage. Or should I say, you just want to fight him with White Mage. You're gonna get close to him, use Chaos Bringer to get away from the ads, or to get the ads away from him. And then just do a couple of combos, Aftershock, use fire a bunch of times. Make sure that you dodge his Yo-Ho-Ho attack. Because the Yo-Ho-Ho attack is an attack that grabs you and he throws you away. Meaning whatever you're doing right now, it's an FMV move that just takes you out of your current move and you cannot do anything. You just lose time and you go out of your action. So make sure to dodge that. Make sure to not die, and in the meantime, do a couple attacks and kill Bika. However, this is very important here, during the death animation. This is very important. During the death animation, change towards Duelist, and then change the Duelist job to Pugilist. Because you want the EXP from this boss fight to be on Pugilist. This is very, very important. You want the EXP from this boss on Pugilist. Because now you're level 8. Because you need to be level 8 on Pugilist after the next dungeon. And the next dungeon, we have to level up a different job. And you will see why. Yet again, just going through a couple of pop-ups that the game is throwing at you, skipping the cutscenes, and we're good to go. Also note that with every job, the timing for the dodge sliding is a little bit different. For Pugilist, it's actually a teeny tiny bit faster. That's why it might even look faster, because, well, yeah, you have to dodge a little bit more frequently. You want to soul shield this fire to grab it for later on. Dodge here up the stairs. You want to touch this cube to get back all the MP that you need. You open the door and you go back, get a haste back, change back to Pugilist, and then follow this path up the ladder. Also, you can run up the ladder. So if I were you, press the L1 button a couple of times until you notice that Jack, or Jed, quote unquote, is going up the ladder faster than normal. The same thing is also applicable to the ropes that he climbed in Sea of Pravaka. If you press L1 a couple of times until you notice, okay, he's going up faster, then, well, yeah, he's going up faster. Yeah, he's going up faster now, but before that, he would have been only gone up the ladder in a very small or slow speed. Apply haste again after touching the cube. Dodging a couple times, just to be faster than normal walking, because as you can see, this might be a lot faster than what you might remember if you've played this casually.
This is that tower we saw. Time to explore.
This place here is a little bit finicky because your haste is just running out and you have to like dodge around in like smaller areas. So yeah. While in the elevator, just check if you can optimize your stuff. You only have to optimize once. It optimizes the entire equipment for all sets. You want to go to the skeletons and you want to soul burst them. Then you want to soul burst the curl. And you want to soul burst another skeleton. Then you want to change Pugilist to Marauder. The main reason why you wanted to kill those three, is for the MP. This way you do not have to touch the cube, since we have to wait for the elevator anyway. We haste, and we have Marauder and White Mage as our current jobs. And now with haste and with the Marauder job, we're now fighting the Black Knight. Chaos Bringer and then Surrendering Blow. But remember that if you use Chaos Bringer, you will lose 2 of your max MP. Now, when you kill Black Knight with Surrendering Blow, which is 1 R1 attack, and then hold R2 until it blinks 3 times, And if you then release it at a level 3 surrendering blow, you should instant kill one of the phases. And once he's dead, go to battle settings, change the Marauder job back to Duelist, so Duelist will get all the things you need. This is so important that for the first couple of bosses, I put this even here into my own splits, because it's something I would frequently forget about. I do not run this game with notes. I would also highly recommend you to not use notes, and in worst case scenario, just put like the small notifications in the splits themselves. So before going to Referent Wetlands, go through all the pop-ups that you have, and then go into the job trees. Go to Duelist, unlock Thief, go to Pugilist, get 1 Anima Shard, get the EXP, unlock Thief. This way we now have the Advanced Job Thief, and the reason why we did get the Advanced Job Thief is for the ability called Flee, which we pay 3 Anima Shards for, that we will have enough EXP to purchase it, then we unlock it and equip it right away. I usually put it on Triangle. I think Railcert does change it mid-run. However, I personally just keep it on L2 Triangle. So why is Flee such a good thing? Because Haste and Flee stack, meaning you can keep the speed of Haste and you can also keep the speed of Flee and combine that together and become a lot faster. Now combine that with the power of the sliding mechanic that that we've been talking about, and you gain a lot of speed. And as you can see, just Flee alone plus the movement tech already speeds up the mechanic or the movement quite a bit. It's not as good as Flee plus Haste and the movement tech, but it's still really good. The thing why he only uses one Flee at a time and not like Flee and Haste right now is because of, well, there was no refill capability on the way. He seemed to have used Haste because Haste is better for the attack here, so he can use the Dark Vent and kill that without any issues. Dark Vent, and then change the Duelist to Marauder. I think he wanted to change the job, but he realized he's out of time, so he didn't do it just now. Change the weather. Now with White Mage, go back to the, I think he wanted to, yeah, he wanted to target the Dark Vent, accidentally didn't do it. Now he's changing it here to Marauder and optimizes at the same time. Yeah, so in the first Dark Vent he just ran out of time and forgot to put Marauder on over Duelist. So yeah, we want to go back down here, put down the rope first, so it can crawl back up. Flee plus Haste, and then you speed like a king. The speed increase is absolutely insane if you do the movement tech plus Flee plus Haste. Up here, what you can do to speed this a little bit up at the top when you get up, you can change the job really quick so Jed will not do the drawing animation of his weapon. And then you can just continue. Touch the cube so you can get all the MP back and recast Haste and Flee.
Still scared of lightning, Jed?
Now slide through the terrain.
Does Jack remember?
I do now. Thanks.
And go to the next weather ball, and then just continue. Recast Flee, recast Haste. I'm actually surprised he didn't touch the cube here. But if it's possible, you can skip the cube. He's right at the end anyway, so here you also gonna touch the cube, but on the way check if you can optimize. Touch the cube, only use haste, go down, and as soon as you're at the bottom with Marauder on, you wanna use Chaosbringer. You wanna use Chaosbringer down there, because the game like fades into black, but you can still input stuff. And you wanna use Chaosbringer, so at the start of the fight you will immediately have Chaosbringer. So you can do one attack, surrendering blow, and triple, and you're already done with phase 1 of Elemental Core. Yeah, see what I said there about the Flee? He changed his Flee to a square. I would not do that if I were you. Just put Flee wherever you like it at the very start. He just seems to change it throughout, I don't know why. I just think, just put it where you like it at the very start. It doesn't matter on which button you put it, just put it wherever you like it. Now with the fused element, go back, surrendering blow, up, down, make sure that you can soul burst. Once a soul burst, change your Marauder ASAP to Swordsman. This happens incredibly quickly, so you have to be super quick to act on this. Yeah, Swordsman is another job that you have to level up indirectly like that. And yeah, make sure that you don't forget that. If you hear some things in the background, like the clicking noise, I'm sometimes muting because I'm still coughing a lot. Currently battling a cold. Use Flee at the very start to get up the Crystal Tower. Then at a certain point, you want to use haste to get the full speed, like here. And now you have haste. Okay, I have to slow down this a bit because this one is a little bit important. Mad Ogre can be extremely annoying. He can also grab and throw you, meaning you lose a lot of time because you cannot attack in the meantime. So you have to make sure that you don't get your everything broken. If he does Grand Slam, just make sure that you Soul Shield it and that you don't get grabbed. Just use Aftershock and a couple of combos and you should be good to go. Okay, I would have touched the cube and then gotten Flee and Haste going, but he seemed to have skipped it. Okay, so change the direction of this pod right here. In the speedrun, they actually changed how the pods work. In the very first releases, you were actually able to kill these white crystals, that these like pods that are like shooting at these crystals. You were able to kill these like white pods with the fires that you actually soul shield or grab from the enemy. If you use 3 of these fires, you were able to kill those like white crystals that make the bridges. However, with the new updates, that's not a thing anymore. They actually increase the defense or the HP of those things. So the fire is actually not doing enough damage anymore to kill them. So we actually have to rely on this thingy to actually kill the crystals. We have to wait until the bridge appears, and we also want to grab the Faragas, because that Faragas is going to be good later. While running through all of this, make sure that you have Flee and Haste active and keep the movement tech going, so you can go at a fast speed. Then go up here, that's an invisible bridge. That's really hard to notice probably on video. But it's actually going up here. That's actually an invisible bridge. You can go up here and just do 2 combos and it should be dead. Perfect. Go back down the invisible bridge. Flee and haste reapplying. And the bridge is there. And we'll make our way to the top. Now here's another invisible bridge. You want to skip this one, but you want to kill this fire elemental because it can be quite a nuisance. You want to change the direction where this is facing. Then you want to use the Firaga here. So it actually shoots down there. Then you want to use Flee or haste and go to the cube here. Fully heal. Flee and haste, reapply. And then keep it going. Then at the Stark vent, I would actually use the change from Swordsman to Marauder here, and then go back to White Mage. For Swordsman, I would actually recommend using Mage on that Dark Vent, because he uses a sword called the Rebellion. The Rebellion is a pre-order bonus, so the chance that you have those is not a thing. And pre-order DLC is now allowed in the run. Okay. Haste, Flee plus Chaos Bringer. You want a Surrendering Blow, and that should be phase 1. Not exactly, but almost. Soul Burst, phase 1. Then do another Soul Burst for phase 2. Okay. And also here, change immediately from Marauder to Swordsman. Never mind. Okay, looks like he was able to do it without. Must be some new tech that I didn't know about. Maybe because he killed the Dark Vent with Swordsman instead. And was able to postpone it. So the idea is to level up Swordsman again on that kill there, so we can purchase something later on that you desperately need as Swordsman. But from the looks of it, he has enough EXP. You want to Flee plus haste again at the very start to get enough speed. And use the movement tech to get through the parts of the dungeon. Now he changes his Marauder to Mage, because Mage has a cool ability since one of the updates that when you try to cast but not actually cast, you actually gain back MP. This lets us gain back enough MP to recast Flee and Haste without needing to touch the cubes again, because we have enough MP with 2 full bars. Then we continue with Flee and Haste at the movement tech. Up the elevator. And more MP regaining. Keep checking if you can upgrade. Reapply haste and flee once the elevator doors are opening. Then with the movement tech, keep on going. Go up this elevator and also use the mage again to gain back MP. And after this, you only want to use haste, because you want to use the other part to use for Aftershock to kill this Dark Vent. Then you want to change the Mage job. I think he was supposed to change the Mage job to Marauder, but he ran out of time. Yeah, reapply Haste or Flee if one of them ran out. He seems to have reapplied Flee. Then after getting the elevator back, do Aftershock with White Mage and kill this Ogre. Then kill a couple other guys. Just so you can get some more max MP. And then ride the elevator back up. Optimize. Get Flee and Haste going. And get some MP back.
Traps everywhere. We screw this up and there'll be hell to pay.
And up the elevator, change the Mage back to Marauder.
Almost at the top.
Touch the cube, and then you go to the job trees. You go to Marauder, you unlock Brutal Tackle, which is that one there. You purchase on both Marauder and Swordsman, you want to purchase Berserker, which means you can then unlock the Berserker job. And now with Berserker job, you want to go here and get Brutal Axe, because the Brutal Axe will improve the physical damage dealt with the ability that is set to the R1, 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 R2 combo, which is going to be Brutal Tackle. So we use all our anima shards on this. We purchase Brutal Axe. We go to battle settings. Change our battle commands. Change Surrendering Blow on R1, R2, which is attack once with R1 and then R2. We switch it to Cyclone Rush. And then go to Berserker. Something I didn't understand is why he did not implement Brutal Tackle yet. He only implemented Cyclone Rush, but he could have easily implemented that right now. Yeah. Differences between runners. Small differences like that. Now with Haste and Chaosbringer, he goes to Tiamat, uses Cyclone Rush, and as you can see, he is basically already dead. Oh yeah, he also used Berserk. With the job Berserker, if you press just R3, you get a status effect called Berserk, which is really good as well. So yeah, use Berserk from time to time. And he used Berserk here. Cyclone Rush, and Tiamat is now down. Cyclone Rush with Berserk and Haste, and Chaosbringer being OP. Okay, he's now using Brutal Axe. Now use add Lunatic and Reinforce to the buttons that you prefer, because we're gonna use it later on. Okay, I'm gonna speed things up here a little bit because there's gonna be a lot of saves. You want to use the Earth Crystal, so you want to go to Hollow Massive first. You want to go to Hollow Massive first. You do that by choosing the Earth Crystal. So before you start the Hollow Massive, what you do is you go to the party and you put Sophia out of the party so she doesn't take any of your EXP. And she's not an annoyance to you. Okay, we use haste and flee again, and we go up the Hollowed Massive. Here you wait until he spits something out. This way you can get enough EXP to cast 2 spells. If you don't wait for a second enemy, you cannot cast 2 spells. That's why. Here, the Ogre, you want to kill that. Silver Lobo, you want to kill that for the extra MP. You want to soul burst as many as you can because you have to wait until this avalanche is happening. Then go through this place with haste and flee. Keep reapplying haste and flee just like he does here. He was able to skip that. He had enough MP. Kill the Dark Vent. Then go and kill this Dark Vent. If you use Reinforce, you can load up the attacks faster if you hold R1. Optimize from time to time. This way you make the kills a lot faster on your mage job. Full heal, reinforce, flee, and haste. And also berserk. You should have 2 full MP stacks left to fight the Dragon Lich. The thing is, my notes or my splits to say something else. This changed a lot recently. So yeah. You want a Brutal Tackle? Unless he uses Rush. If he uses Rush, do not Brutal Tackle. Like, immediately stop using Brutal Tackle, because whatever happens, if he uses Rush, he will push you out of Brutal Tackle and you lose all your MP. And that's Dragon Zombie. He checks out his different accessories to see which one is the best. And yeah, that's that. Now, next one is Cavern of Earth, where he will fight Lich. Flee in haste. Go down. Over the bridge. To the left. Over here, the sneaky path here. Kill the Dark Vent with a combo. Optimize flee plus haste. Kill the Demon Wall with a level 3 attack, and then that. Here, the next one, another level 3. Flee plus haste if it ran out. You had to get some MP back because you have to kill this enemy right here with the Cyclone Rush, because it drops a key for the store, so you can go through the store. And after you got that, haste plus flee, and then you keep on moving. Touch this cube to get MP back, haste plus flee, and continue moving on. Cyclone Rush to kill this Dark Vent. Make sure that you have your best equipment on. Touch this cube. Lunatic flee plus reinforce plus haste. And you start the Lich fight. Okay, he did get a little bit of bad RNG here from the thingy. He did get a little bit of bad RNG here from teleporting away while he was dead. But yeah, with Cyclone Rush and a couple of regular attacks, he's dealt with really quickly. Okay, now we're going to the Great Marlborough, which is in Wicked Arbor. In the Wicked Arbor, once again, flee plus haste plus movement tech to be as fast as possible.
Careful, or you'll upset Jack.
There's a reason we can't remember our past.
What?
Go up this rope.
What else?
This water's so clear. Let's try some.
Go over here. Kill this plant with a level 3 attack. Then you wait until this thing is gone. Then touch the cube. Reapply flee plus haste. Go up here to the left. Then to the right. You want to grab this fire right here? Okay, not. Okay, I did not know that we skipped that now. That's new. Okay, so we want to skip the fire then?
So tell me, which one will you choose?
Which what?
Reward for restoring the crystals. Will it be treasure or the princess?
I don't remember.
Triple. Kill this one. Kill this wall. Reapply haste. He does not have enough MP for flee. He got enough now, and now we're speeding through.
Royalty's old-fashioned ways is no easy feat.
Sure is humid in here. Must be all this ivy.
I can't choose.
Now he's going to touch the cube.
Ain't light.
He's going to battle settings. He's going to optimize, but he's not going to apply haste, flee, or anything. Because this fight is actually best done if you do not get any status elements. So you just want to use Brutal Tackle from the get-go and let it do all the work.
This one must be the tyrant of the forest. It's...
I want it out of my sight.
Only one left to go.
Because you do not have enough MP to do Brutal Tackle plus buffs. So Brutal Tackle has to do it. And that's Marlborough. Now we're going to Mount Golg. Same thing here again, haste plus flee. You go through and use the movement tech to go forward.
Guess we go through there.
The speed at which we're going plus the movement tech is actually making it that we're almost taking no damage from the lava at all. Cyclone Rush to Dark Vents. Skip this cube, you have enough MP. Cyclone Rush this spent as well. And then when you notice Flee and Haste is going away, reapply Flee and Haste.
I mean, we've been using fire without it.
A real fire is much harder than you remember.
Really? So water will boil
Not just
And that's another Dark Vent.
is the cornerstone of progress.
Look at how little damage we've taken so far, and we went through lava quite a bit.
We were just down there.
So keep going.
That means we're making progress.
Use Cyclone Rush here. I'm actually surprised he did not reapply Haste and Flee sooner. Check from time to time if you have something to optimize during those like Soul Burst cutscenes.
We must be near the top.
That means the fiend's close too.
Touch the cube.
Make sure you're ready.
This happens to the best of us a lot. Reinforce plus Berserk plus Haste. And then Lunatic. He should have done Berserk a little bit later, because I think Berserk lasts the least out of all the status elements. You want a Cyclone Rush, and that's Merilith. Phase 1. And here you do it again, Cyclone Rush, and that's Merilith in total. Keep checking if you can upgrade, and that's that. You don't lose any time if you do it during cutscenes. So you can check it quote-unquote for free there.
Greetings.
And just keep going. Go to the ruins of Machina. I'll keep this at 2x speed for the beginning because it takes a little bit to get going. At the start, you just want to go to this lever. You want to change Berserker to Mage Job.
Let's go. Hey, Jack.
Get Flea going.
Memories are precious, don't you think? They're so precious, keep them to yourself. So the place.
And use the movement tech to go through here. You do not want to use haste or another Flea immediately. You just want to use one. Because we have to recast Flea in a second here, so we can have another Flea again when going back.
Never easy for us, is it? Let's silence this thing.
With the movement tech, it's not too shabby, or it's not too bad, because we're still pretty fast. Drop down this ladder, and then go towards the elevator at the end of this room. When inside, you want to immediately start casting with Mage, because otherwise you will not have enough time to get all the MP back you need. Because this elevator ride is extremely short, and see how tight the timing was? He immediately started casting and he just was able to get 2 MP bars back when going out, or right before going out. You don't want to immediately want to use Flee and Haste. You actually want to do the lever first there. And before that you just walk there. And after the lever you can use Haste and Flee. That Quake is a strat, but I don't always go for it. You can go for that Quake, which is useful later on for a Dark Vent. You can skip this ladder, drop down, and then you go to the next elevator. Change to Mage, so you can immediately start casting again while inside to regain MP.
Things we see on this journey, they're stirring up our memories. Everyone's memories. There's a reason we've forgotten.
Apply Haste and Flee,
And we're remembering, right?
Like I care.
and kill the Dark Vent.
Hey. So aside from becoming warriors of light, I feel like we had a greater purpose.
Drop down here,
Remember anything?
I remember being some
reapply Flee and Haste.
crystal.
Look at that one. It makes
And then with the movement tech, just go through here like there's no tomorrow.
a way to stop it. We just
With the amount of speed that you have, there should be no problem to get through here. Change back to Berserker, and make sure that you have an axe equipped and not a sword. This happens quite a bunch, actually.
Jack.
Save it.
And we're now getting to Crayclaw.
We have to focus on what's in front of us.
Touch the cube to get MP back, Flee plus Haste, and we're good to go. As I said, I want to excuse for any like noises that you might hear. I'm still a little bit sick. You go up to Crayclaw and you start a Brutal Tackle, level 3, and that should be Crayclaw Phase 1. check if you can optimize, even just for a preventive measure or out of habit. Again, brutal tackle, and you're good. And that's Crayclaw. The bosses are really straightforward.
Nice work.
Go to Sunken Shrine. Like always, flee plus haste.
We're in the ocean now.
I should have guessed.
Movement attack forward. And once we're outside or past this enemy horde, we wanna immediately use the possible use the use the optimize option and kill those guys. The reason why you have to optimize is because you get a Magister's Club, which is the one that you have right now. That Magister's Club has a electricity attribute, which lets you one-shot these electricity generators, which keep these doors shut. And because it has an electricity attribute, it one-shots these generators, and you don't have to spend a lot of attacks killing these generators. And thus saving a ton of time. Okay, touch the cube, and now with the 3 MP you have, you want to use haste and flee,
On the water crystal.
and walk down towards the Sahagan Prince.
Princess Sarah.
The Sahagan Prince is possibly one of the most annoying enemies in the entire game that's not a boss. Attack him 3 times, make sure that you have enough MP for a Berserk, and then make sure that with a Cyclone Rush you can kill him. Kill some of the Sea Devils on the side, because you do need the extra MP and max MP. So kill them for the extra MP that you can gain. Get flee and haste, and make yourself towards this door, and try to open it.
Open sesame.
You want to drop down here over the sledge. Do not dash over the ledge, otherwise you will go into the water and you will void out.
The water crystal. We can restore the balance.
Drop down this
Itself again.
ladder, then go up this ladder. Make sure that you heal if you're very low on HP. Drop down here. Use Berserk, Cyclone Rush, and kill the Marlboro.
This is a little different from the other one we got.
Did not have enough for a haste, so we use flee instead. Flee is actually better in terms of just pure movement than haste. So if you only have 1 MP bar when you only have walking in front of you, just use flee instead of haste. Here he's getting some MP back, so he can then cast haste to then have both stacked. As you can see now with flee, he's a bit slower. Or without flee, I mean. Touch the cube. Here we want to go reinforce, haste, berserk, and lunatic. Go to Kraken, use Cyclone Rush, and you should be a-okay. And another Cyclone Rush, and you should be good to go. You deal way too much damage with all these setups that we do. It's incredible. And keep checking if you have any updates. what you do spell-wise after the fights, like if you use Berserk or anything, that doesn't do anything. That's just for fun. Rel and other runners just choose to do any things after the fight, like spells, just for fun. Choose the next area, which in this case is going to be Cornelia. There's a lot of like cutscenes and loading going on, so I'll just keep it at times 2 speed for now. Go out of the door. Skip all the cutscenes because you do not need to watch them. Use flee and haste to get through. Keep optimizing your stuff because you always get better stuff. Go to the cube here to get all the MP back. So you have 2 MP. Go change back to Berserker job if you didn't have to, or if you didn't yet. Do not use MP, because you will need all this MP for this upcoming fight here. Then you go towards the center and then start a brutal tackle combo. Wait until it blinked 3 times and then do the full combo. While killing, change from Berserker job to Pugilist. Not because of the EXP, but because you need the job later on in the next mission. It is not a run killer if you forget to equip Pugilist. You can still equip it later on, but it is faster to do it while the cutscene is happening, so you don't have to waste time doing it outside of the cutscene. Now we have the Ancient's Tower, and we will start the mission. This mission is basically just a frick ton of running around and not a lot of fighting. So just flee and haste, follow the purple dots at the bottom and go through these doors. We use the Pugilist job because the Pugilist job is incredibly quick. We skip that door because that door is slower if we go through there than here. Go to this cube, we use flee plus haste again, or just, in this case, just flee. We go up this flight of stairs, and then another flight. We can skip that chest. You do not need it.
Everyone's heard of it. Stories say it started as a tiny village, looked down upon by the great kingdom of Cornelia through some sorcery or science.
Then we go to this door right here for another shortcut.
Thanks to strange devices that serve without question. Fearsome instruments of war. I never finished my story about
We
Cornelia.
reapply flee,
Cornelia was
and then we go through this secret door. Because behind this secret door, we actually get a key to someplace. The key to the Phantoms, or Key of Phantoms. Which leads us to this next area right here. Now we can open this door right here and go down this elevator. Optimize and check which accessory has better strength plus break damage.
What is this? Some sort of crystal?
So we touch the crystal here because in this dungeon, how this dungeon works is that you can go to the final boss area as soon as you've touched all these crystals right there. After you touch those 3 crystals, a portal will appear that will get you to the last boss. Flee in haste.
Cornelians often say the things they
And keep following the purple dots. Pugilist is really good because he does a lot of damage in a very short amount of time. So he's really good for like these doors and like these small thingies that you have to destroy really quick. Which other jobs are not really useful for if you have to use regular attack.
Another key.
Now we get to this key because we need this key for this elevator right here. We change to mage to get some more MP back. And now with some of the MP, we cast haste. We open this chest because it can contain a couple of good things. Sometimes it can contain good armor that we need. But otherwise we don't really open chests. Going to kill this Darkman right here.
It appears they've all activated.
Touch the crystal, use flee and haste. Try not to get stuck. Tries to get 1 MP. Change from mage to berserker. And recast haste. And we are now going towards the boss of this area.
Instincts are telling me Bastos behind this.
Touch the cube, lunatic, and haste.
Powerful darkness.
You wanna start fight this boss with your Magister's Club equipped, or with whatever the electricity club is from your white mage job. Because he will do a bunch of damage, and you can also get a bunch of MP by attacking him like that. Use Berserk. Make sure that you can get a Brutal Tackle with Berserk, Lunatic, and Haste on, and you're able to damage this guy really quickly. Another Brutal Tackle, and we're golden. And that's Iron Giant. Iron Giant can be extremely annoying, but if you know how to do it, he's a pushover. A little bit of RNG is involved, but you can get him quite quickly. Keep skipping cutscenes here in Vigilia Court. Okay. On to FF15. Flee and haste is always at the start. Keep using the movement tech. Here, when you kill this pillar with another level 3 attack, then you want to kill one of the tormented souls for some extra MP. He was not able to kill the tormented soul before the air barrier was completely down, so he stopped. Reinforce plus haste so he can kill this pillar faster. Because reinforce does increase the speed at which your weapon blinks when you hold R1. When you go up the elevator, optimize again, just to make sure that you have enough. Also, for anyone watching this to learn to run, I would highly suggest rewinding or using lower speed if there's any parts that are unclear. In how to do. Go through this area, get a level 3 attack going, kill that pillar, and go back. Make sure that you go through here where the barrier is going down. Kill this Dark Vent. So you can proceed to the next area. Recast Flee and Haste. And use the movement tech.
If it's not chaos, killing chaos, or light and dark, who cares, right?
All of that's just background noise. All I care about is...
So Luthenia sends its refuse.
Kill this pillar so you can take down the shield from afar.
I have the feeling
the shield in the far back there that you can see. That just went away. You gotta go through here and kill these 4 pillars right here. So yeah, reinforce is applied just because of the 3 blinking that you see. This happens a lot faster if you have reinforce. Open this chest to see if we can get a axe, and we did not get lucky here. That chest is RNG. It can sometimes contain a level 100 axe or better. Sadly, this time it was only a level 100 Magister's Club instead.
Jacket's fine if you
Recast Flee and Haste,
remember. We got your back.
and keep going.
Wow. It's lovely.
I never pegged you for a nature lover.
You should be careful.
Now the Dark Vent, kill the Dark Vent, and keep optimizing.
What do you see in that tower?
No idea. Whatever it was, he's not telling us.
One thing's for certain. It's better off
Recast Flee and Haste,
where we come from.
and now kill the main Dark Vent here, so you don't have to deal with the Ogre anymore when going through this room. Get reinforced so we can kill the Dark Vents faster with your Magister's Club. Kill this pillar. He was a little bit impatient. You can go for that chest. I usually don't, but that's up to you. Kill that Dark Vent too. Optimize. And kill that pillar, and that's it. Now we can go through this part, and you're at the boss of this area.
I know you sense it.
Touch the cube.
I can always fight. Especially
Use Lunatic, Reinforce, Haste, and Berserk. You want to use Brutal Tackle against this boss. However, make sure that if the enemy uses, I think it is called Rush, or was it Assault? If he uses one of those, you want to dodge the attack first. You do not want to do Brutal Tackle. Like, if he uses Rush, immediately dodge to the side, because that will get you out of the Brutal Tackle animation, and you will lose the MP that you wanted to do. Because if he gets you while you're using Brutal Tackle, your Brutal Tackle gets interrupted instead, which is super bad, and you do not want that to happen. Brutal Tackle here again, and that's the Dragon King. And now we continue to Terra Tortura, which is the FF6 area of this place, of this game. Flee and haste once again, and you want to go straight through the entire thing.
Where do you think Rufenia is?
somewhere far away, I'm sure.
And while going through here, you will find these small thingies here. Destroy them to get all of your MP back, or most of your MP back. And this way we can recast haste and flee without any issues. You kill this one here again to get all of your MP back. Then go to the Dark Vent, Cyclone Rush, and Soul Burst. Keep checking that if, when you kill the Dark Vent, what the enemies around you are dropping. Because you do need to have a very high level axe to do some extra damage. Kill this one right here to get your MP back after or before recasting haste and flee.
Fenians are sending.
So you have full MP and haste plus flee while
All this madness.
moving on.
Sending it here to manufacture more.
And it's that darkness that dulled the crystal's light.
If there's at any point something that happens too quickly, just slow down the video and you can check out in detail what is happening, because it's pretty simple. The movement tech is just walking from A to B, and the attacks are self-explanatory. Because you only have R1 to attack, R2 to attack, and the combos R1 plus and R2 right afterwards, or 3 R1 attacks and then R2 for brutal tackle. The attacks are pretty simple. Okay, that should be the last one, and given a Cyclone Rush, and that's the Dark Event. He got some good RNG here. He got a level 112 Soul Eater, which is a axe, which is perfect for our use. Now, after this Dark Event, Cyclone Rush, Soul Burst, and Optimize, because now we have a Soul Eater that's quite a lot better than our axe we had before. 50 levels higher. Or no, actually 40 levels higher. Sorry about that. I forgot what he did. He did Reinforce plus Haste plus Lunatic plus Berserk. And yeah, believe me when I say Astos is one of the quickest boss fights in the entire run. And the most jaw-dropping how quickly it is. Like, it takes 2 attacks of Brutal Attack to hit, and he is gone. It's that fast. Astos was once actually quite annoying, but with this damage setup right now, and the current version 1.3.0, he's going down super quickly. Especially Ultima Weapon is also going extremely fast. And that's Ultima Weapon Origin. The speed at which you deal damage is absolutely insane. Back to Cornelia and start the mission. Use Flee in Haste and get to the other end of Cornelia and do optimize your equipment, because you will have a lot of equipment now and a lot better ones at that. Also, after this cutscene, you will not be Jet anymore. The game will force you to look like Jack again, but that's story related. Go to the cube, touch the cube to get Flee and Haste back. Dodge forward to this cube. Touch the cube to get all the MP back. Only cast Haste here and dodge forward into the next fight. Here you have to fight a bunch of random enemies, but a bunch of annoying ones at that. So the main strategy here is just use 1 attack plus Cyclone Rush, or whatever it takes to cast Cyclone Rush on the Hillgigas, for instance. Then kill the Hillgigas. Make sure you soul burst a lot so you can get a lot of max MP and a lot of regular MP. Get Lunatic and Reinforce. And after killing Ahriman, you want to also use Berserk. Because with Lunatic, Reinforce, and Berserk, and Haste, you have all the upgrades you need to be absolutely unstoppable. And to basically one-shot your friends right here with Cyclone Rush. You do so much damage, it's absolutely crazy. Relsert only has to Cyclone Rush twice in this fight to kill all 4, which is absolutely nuts. He is so fast, he is able to outspeed the dialogue, which is absolutely nuts. For one last time, check the update, check the optimization, and optimize your equipment. Look at how long he has to wait. And that's all dialogue. You cannot finish it faster than he did. Because you're dialogue bound. And now for the last time, it's Chaos Shrine time. Haste and Flee at the beginning.
We finally partitioned ourselves off from that vile
And see how much faster we are now than compared to the beginning of the run. Just because we have Flee and Haste for the movement tech now.
If it looks like it will crumble,
The ladder is still there, even though we never put it down.
the course, or reset the world if needed.
So we have that shortcut now, which is good. Recast Haste and Flee.
That's not enough. I need chaos. Chaos!
We actually have infinite MP here right now. So you could actually spam Haste for as long as you'd want. If you accidentally cast something else, don't be afraid. Because in this very section right here, but only this, you will have infinite MP for a bit. But after entering the door here, you do not have any infinite MP anymore, and all your positive status ailments are gone. After all these cutscene skips and after proceeding, you will fight this Dimension Crystal Matrix. You want to get Haste and Reinforce. Get all the MP that you can get. Haste and Reinforce will just increase the speed at which you can start using your combos. Which, especially for this fight, is really good because you want a Brutal Tackle, Triple Brutal Tackle, and that's phase 1 of Darkness Manifest, or as I like to call them, Chaos. If you've done this quick enough, you should still have Reinforce plus Haste. And you can do the exact same thing again. Triple attack, Brutal Tackle, and that's Darkness Manifest. GG. That's not just yet time. Time is a little bit later, so you gotta wait for that. So I'll speed this up 2 times speed because this is basically just load times, cutscene skips, and waiting, and a bit of walking. So we now have to walk through all these doors to trigger the final cutscene.
And I should have listened. Leon, sorry to get you mixed up in all of this. The warriors of light will come one day.
And once you finish loading up the door and go through the door, it's time. Yeah. And that's Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, any percent, story mode. I hope you were able to learn something from this tutorial. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments, or you can ask me on Discord, whisper me. In any case, you can also join the Speedrun Discord for Strangers of Paradise. People will definitely want to help you there if you have any questions. With that said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial. Have a good one.